It's another day, and you know what that means? More Android dogfights. How's it going, guys? I'm Aaron from PhoneDog.com. Got two more in my hands for an epic dogfight battle. Got the LG Optimus 4X HD and T-Mobile's version of the Samsung Galaxy S3. Now, this is available through online retailers like Negri Electronics for $600. This one's available through T-Mobile for $199.99. Full retail with any of these devices is about $600 as well. They're both awesome high-end Android phones. Both have a dual-core processor here, quad-core processor here, 8-megapixel cameras on both, and nice big displays. Which one's going to win the dogfight? Gotta find out. But first, some love to Best Buy Mobile for hooking us up with phones like this for use in our One Paw Bandit giveaway game. When you go into Best Buy Mobile to get a phone like this, or heck, even the Galaxy S3, you'll walk out working. They'll help you set up your email, your web, your contacts, your settings, all that stuff. So when you walk out the door, you, your mom, your dad, whoever buys the phone is good to go as a part of their walkout working program at Best Buy Mobile. Let's take a look. Has LG made a comeback with the Optimus 4X HD, or is the Galaxy S3 king of the Android world? We'll find out in part one, which starts right now. Do you like Android? Well, that's good, because there are a lot of Android dogfight battles going on right now. Two of these devices are here. These are hot, high-end Android phones. One of them, the Samsung Galaxy S3 over here on T-Mobile. Unfortunately, I'd love to do a comparison between unlocked Galaxy S3 and Optimus 4X HD, which is obviously unlocked as well, but I don't have an international Galaxy S3 in the house just yet. But what I do have, the Galaxy S3, the T-Mobile variant, which is pretty similar to the international, or what I would consider out of the US branded devices, the most similar to the unlocked one. Specs-wise, you've got a 1.5 gigahertz dual-core Snapdragon S4 CPU here. You've got a 4.8-inch Super AMOLED HD display, an 8-megapixel camera with 1080p HD video recording. You've got a front-facing camera, a 2,100 milliamp hour battery. This is the one, the blue one, and of course it comes in two colors on T-Mobile. It comes in white and blue, and then there's a red one if you're on AT&T and you want a different color. So nice color here, good look to it, thin and light, feels good in the hand. 4.8 inches may be a little bit too big for some people, but that said, they've done a good job with kind of tapering off the sides, and even though it is a big device by all means in comparison to maybe an iPhone or Droid Incredible 4G LTE, for example, it's still not too big for one-handed use. With somebody, at least myself, I do have large hands, but I can make it across the screen without any major issues. So 4.8 inches here, available on T-Mobile, packing HSPA plus 42 megabits per second connectivity on T-Mobile. And then over here, LG Optimus 4X HD, an unlocked device. You can buy it for about $600 through specialty retailers like Negri Electronics, online at negrielectronics.com. It's packing a 1.5 gigahertz quad-core NVIDIA Tegra 3 processor, so a little bit of a faster, or at least I should say dual-core as opposed to quad-core. That's going to be the battle, at least here. And then, of course, you have a 4.7-inch IPS HD display. So both are HD displays, 4.7 here, 4.8 inches, PenTile technology over here. No PenTile over here, it is an IPS display. Then on the back, you got an 8-megapixel camera with 1080p HD video recording, a 2,100 milliamp hour battery, and it supports HSPA plus 21, so up to 21 megabits per second, although right now it's on my AT&T microcell in the office, which is why rather you're seeing 3G as opposed to H up there, or H plus in that area, because it's not on an HSPA plus at the moment, but it does support up to 21 megabits per second. So both of these are running Android 4.0 with their custom user interfaces. Samsung's TouchWiz user interface, it's the new iteration of TouchWiz. So if you had a conception or a particular opinion of TouchWiz 3.0 or TouchWiz 4.0, throw it out, because it is a huge difference, and we'll talk about that in the dogfight. Over here, again, same thing. If you worked with a Spectrum, you worked with the LG Revolution, you're used to that terrible kind of slow LG user interface, they've made some substantial improvements rather, to their interface on Android 4.0, and this is actually what's rolling out to the LG Nitro HD on AT&T right now. So a slower processor, but you are getting Android 4.0 with the new look and feel of LG's user interface. So out of the gate, obviously, this is a T-Mobile branded device, so you do get T-Mobile applications. We'll just walk through some of these right now. Access T-Mobile on here. You've got Flipboard, which comes with all the Galaxy S3s. And then you have the Samsung stuff like Chat On, Game Hub, the various hubs, Music Hub, Media Hub, and more. And then you get stuff like Samsung Apps. And you're going to see some T-Mobile stuff, like I said, Mobile Hotspot over here. You've got your Google integration, Samsung applications, T-Mobile Name ID, T-Mobile TV, visual voicemail, and that's what you get on the T-Mobile front. You'll notice also easy access to widgets, although what I do like is, unlike stock ice cream sandwich or stock jelly bean, it doesn't automatically transition into the widgets. You can see me scrolling between the menus here, the various app menus. It doesn't scroll over immediately into widgets. I hate how it does that because I like to just scroll between my applications. Over here, when I'm ready to go to widgets, I just click on widgets. Then I can scroll between my multiple pages of widgets and go through and see which one I want on my particular home screen. 7 home screens on this device, 7 home screens over here as well. Now this is an unlocked device, so you don't get any of the carrier installed bloatware. What you do get is some LG stuff, and you're going to see customized icons as well, much like you do over here on the Galaxy S3. Google Plus integration, NFC on both of these devices, S-Beam capabilities, which we've gone over in the Galaxy S3 review. So if you're looking for more of a specific review of the Galaxy S3 or the Optimus 4X HD, take a look at the reviews on youtube.com/PhoneDog and on the site at PhoneDog.com. So you can see news, media, home, these are all LG things. LG Smart World, remote call service where they can diagnose your phone without you having to send it in. This is huge. And then you have Smart Share, software update, and of course a couple of things that I've downloaded. So you'll see I can easily access my downloads here. I can go over to widgets and scroll through these as well, and it doesn't transition me back to apps and downloads. So kind of what I was saying over here applies over here as well. We saw this at Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, and I remember when I looked at it for the first time, I was like, this is substantial. This is a substantial, say that 3 times fast, substantial upgrade from the older versions of LG's custom user interface. You got 4 icons down here. What I do like is the personalization and kind of customization choices you can do here. But if you've seen my reviews, what I don't like about the Optimus 4X HD is that they're very fragmented. For example, you've got 3 buttons down here, which they're hard to see because it's a white device, which, by the way, this is available rather, in black and white. So you have a back button, a home button, then you have a menu button down here at the bottom instead of a recent applications button. And from here, I can show less icons, for example, make it a little bit bigger, or I can show more icons. And that's one of the many personalization options you have on this device. Now that said, to find the rest, and I should show you this before we go into that, take a look here where you can uninstall applications without actually having to go in to the applications themselves. And then I wanted to show you this also, the notification bars side by side. You've got some shortcuts up here. One of my favorite things about Samsung and TouchWiz is how they put these shortcuts up here. I mean, countless times I've gotten in such a habit of when I want to mute it, come up here, slap it once, and bring back the sound, or I can slap it twice and put it back on silent. And of course you got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, a bunch of different shortcuts up here, the network ID, setting shortcuts right there, and then I've got my notifications which I want to get rid of. I can scroll through just like that. Then over here, I like this one because they've taken it kind of to the next level over here on the Optimus 4X HD, where you can edit stuff as well. So let's say I use Wi-Fi on a regular basis, don't really use airplane mode, but I use Bluetooth a lot. Well, I can come in here to edit, and I can move Bluetooth up to the top. So Wi-Fi and Bluetooth are right there. So when I go back, you'll see that it's customized to how I like it and what I use the most. So you can change stuff around. If I don't use NFC, I can take that out, or data. Maybe I don't care. I want data to always be on. I don't need the shortcut to turn it on and off. I can remove those from said part of the notification bar. So settings here as well, and back to what I was saying about personalization, these both offer a tremendous level of personalization, and Samsung has really made some leaps and bounds since their past versions of TouchWiz. Come in here and take a look with me, and we'll go into display, and then screen timeout, brightness, all the usual stuff you're familiar with, but the font style, I can change the font style. I can go to Choco Cookie, Helvetica S, Rosemary, or I can find more fonts online, and I can set the size as well. So not just that, but a huge one for me, which the Optimus 4X HD has as well, built-in battery percentage indicators in the notifications bar area. Love this. Can't believe that they haven't implemented this in stock Android or stock ice cream sandwich, or I should say ice cream sandwich or jelly bean, that is. Still to this day, can't do that on stock Android. Battery percentage here, check marked. You can see it over here as well. Huge for me because I love to know, instead of seeing that kind of arbitrary like battery meter and saying, I wonder if I'm at 40% or 50%, I can easily see, oh, I'm at 94% or 92%. And that's really a nice feature. So personalization here, the real winning features on the Galaxy S3 as far as I'm concerned, because let's be honest, a ton of Android devices have dual-core and quad-core processors. The real win over here is the software. Not only is this thing incredibly fluid and responsive and has some great specs, don't get me wrong, but the software is killer on this device. You've got some neat features like motion, for example, which when I activate motion, I can come in here and turn on direct call. This is a cool feature because let's say you're text messaging your buddy John. You're text messaging back and forth, you're like, oh snap, I need to go. You probably wouldn't say snap, but just for sake of keeping the video PG, let's say snap, I forgot to call John. All I have to do when I'm in that text message thread is hold the phone up to my ear and it auto connects the call. Feature that I use all the time and absolutely love it. Tap to top where I can double tap twice on the top of the device and go to the top of a list, like a contacts list, for example. Tilt to zoom. Smart Alert is huge for me because you do get a notifications light on this. But let's say, if you're like me, you're kind of OCD about it because you get 200 to 300 emails a day. You can pick it up, and then they'll let you know by a vibration if you have a text message or an email. And that's something I absolutely love, because instead of looking at the notification light, I can be, working, the phone's off, I can just pick it up, and if it vibrates, it's something I need to respond to. If it doesn't vibrate, I'm in the clear. So some neat notification stuff, and then of course within the lock screen as well. And I'll focus on this one in just a second so you can see some of those as well. You've got the ability to do shortcuts and information ticker, camera quick access, weather, and of course you can use the built-in S-Voice stuff, where you can come in here and say, Galaxy, play music, or play music now, and it'll automatically start up your music. It'll automatically, and you can do a wake-up function, for example, check for missed calls, check messages, open camera. I can say from the lock screen, Galaxy, open camera, or say whatever. I can say, great googly moogly, and it'll open the camera if I set that. Now, that one might be a little bit hard for it to recognize, but you can do that. And so you can see here, throw the weather on it if I want to, which I don't know why it still thinks I'm in San Francisco. But I throw the time up there. I've got my shortcuts, which I can easily access. And then when the camera one is turned on, and I can't remember if I have it turned on or not. So if this doesn't work, it's not a problem with the phone. But you can press and hold, and then do like that. And then I obviously do have it turned on. It activates the camera. Now over here, some great personalization stuff as well. Not only can you change the font size and the font type, but you've got some other options as well within the home screen. I can change the theme, and you'll notice that when I change the theme, it changes the actual icons as well. This is something that I absolutely love though, and I showed this off in the last Dogfight. You'll notice that the contacts icon looks a little bit funky there. Take a look at this. Press and hold, and you'll see a little editing option that pops up. I can click edit, and I can choose my own. So if I want to, when I think of messaging, I think of eating food. I can turn it into a fork and knife and kind of customize the icon to whatever I want it to be. I think this is a really cool feature, because not only that, I can create a photo icon as well. So I can select a photo from the gallery. So let's say from Google Plus, I want this to be my icon for when I make phone calls. I can hit save and turn phone into my face. I think that's really cool. It might be scary for some people. Actually, that's really scary for some people, but I think that's a really cool personalization feature that the Galaxy S3 doesn't have. So both of these have some awesome customization options.